A good script comprises of lots of different things. The quality of the writing, the characters are incredibly important, and sort of how original it is, how interesting a concept it is, whether it's something that I'm interested in doing. All of these things kind of play a factor in a script I look at and I go for, and the parts that I want to play. I guess the most important things are characters that are going to either sort of test me or push me in ways that I haven't before, or are engaging and memorable. And even if they're a small part in a movie, as long as they kind of can leave an impact with you as an audience member, or leave an impact on the film, I think that's you've kind of done your job. Some characters you might want to understand more sort of contextual information, like what their life was like before the story started, where they come from, all these things which kind of inform you. Whether you come up with that from yourself, talking with the director, or whether there's a book you can refer to is incredibly useful. I think a lot of it for me is you sort of trust your instincts on how you might feel, because human nature is kind of indifferent between different people. We all kind of tap into the same things, and we can all react in similar ways to situations. So it's about relating to the characters in as best a way as possible. I mean, there are different challenges that come with it. On the surface, I guess, just challenges of being an actor, especially being a young actor growing up in this industry. You have to sort of grow up and be a lot more mature than most of the people your own age, and pretend to be sort of comfortable with things, which really is, as like a 13-year-old, you might be like, "Whoa, this is like scary," but you have to put on a brave face and you have to go with it. And for me, I think I was lucky. I didn't feel like it really took anything away from my childhood, because I could keep my work so distant or separate from when I was at home or when I was with my friends. But I know that certainly is a challenge for people, and it's a challenge that people might not necessarily think of when they look at acting and want to be an actor. But then challenges that come with the work and the actual craft. I mean, there are certain roles which really push you outside of your comfort zone, or sort of force you to learn or put your head inside a space which you've never really gone there before, you didn't really know much about. So for me, for example, I did a film where I played someone on the spectrum, and that was a massive insight into that world for me. People with Asperger's, talking to them, finding out what it was like growing up with that condition, and how people treated them differently, and trying to, as I said before, relate to that, and then present that in as authentic way as possible is a challenge. You want it to be authentic, and you want to do it justice, and you want to present it in a realistic light, and that itself has a pressure of its own. And when you're working on a film, you're working so closely with people for weeks, sometimes months, and you spend most of your days with those people, so you do get to know them very well, and you have to you get very comfortable around them. And I think that's really important when you're working with them, to bring these characters to life, to have that ease amongst yourselves, so that you can be comfortable doing things and pushing the scene further than maybe if you weren't so ready to sort of go there. I am very fortunate to be here and to have done so well and had so many opportunities, and I think one of the reasons for that is because I didn't allow the sort of focus of acting and being an actor and making it I didn't allow that to take over my whole life and make that my sole purpose of getting up in the morning. I allowed myself, and I think that allowed me to enjoy it more, because I didn't take it so seriously that it became kind of all or nothing. And And so I think it's very easy for people to just get wrapped up in that, and for them to just put all of this effort into driving this thing, and when they don't get a part or they don't get an audition, it can be so crushing, and it is. And it's you put so much time into projects that you want to be a part of, and every actor knows the feeling of not getting it, and it's tough, but you do get a skin for it. There's never been one person or one actor or one director that I've kind of idolized. I mean, there are people who I massively admire and kind of respect and would love to kind of follow in their footsteps in as loose a way as possible. But I don't know that I have a guru, so to speak. I think if I did, it would change all the time, because I'm more constantly working with new people and seeing people's different approaches to acting, and I'm still learning, and I'm still kind of taking this all in, and I think I've still got so much to see.